Well, good morning. I am doing this recording, and I want to see which one is the best for VEOP, upward and upward bound. And they wanted me to do my testimony, and they wanted me to do a video as well, kind of, give my testimony about where I am today and how I got here. First, I want to say that one, I'm a veteran, and two, that I never had anticipated needing to use, my VA benefits. Well, wound up very, success is defined by, each and every one individually. So my success was I had a great life, and been many places, traveled the world, and worked with some of the top-notch people in around the country. Freddie Bishop was my first mentor. Then, of course, went on to to meet other individuals as well. Met Reggie White, worked with Reggie White, Tony Gwynn. So had a great career. You can check my Google my name, Owen Roper, see what I've done. But one of the things that I always worked on was in the community, and two, with homeless individuals. So just every place that I went, I was involved with the homeless process. Was on the committee when I lived in Jackson, Mississippi, and was a consultant to before Voice of Calvary Ministries, where I worked with Phil Reed, Dr. Bill Cooley, and Dr. Perkins, different individuals who were great in the world. So I was on the committee to bring the We So Drawn program, which is a program for formerly homeless veterans to get into permanent housing. So during that, just a brief synopsis, I learned about HUD, VASH, and about the different homeless programs, never knowing that I was going to have to use those programs. So anyway, brought it to Jackson, Mississippi. Now We So Drawn is located not only in Massachusetts, but also in Mississippi, working with veterans. In the process, I'm looking to get them here in Detroit as well. So with that being said, here's my journey to where I got to today. Spoke with Jeffrey Devereaux from No Veteran Left Behind. He invited me to an event for veterans, and I went, and Mr. Devereaux has been very instrumental in my success. One of the events he had out there was one of the vendors out there was the VEOP Onward and Upward program. Angela Card and Miss Logan were the two recruiters out. So they says, listen, we have opportunities for veterans to get free training, free classes, to help them move forward or get ahead in life. So I'm like, I'm in the process of getting my business and everything up and running. But I was like, okay, well, I'll look at the Spanish. So the next step was I needed to go in for I guess like an assessment, and met Mr. Kenner, Mr. Jarrett, Mr. Dogan, and did the test. Did fair. Did, not gonna say the best numbers, but they they were, I guess they call it average. Well, sat down and spoke with Mr. Dogan, and he asked me, he says, what are you looking to do? And of course, you know, I'm shooting for the stars, and shooting for the moon, hoping to grab a star. And I said, well, I want my doctorate in business administration. And he was like, well, where do you want to start? And I'm like, well, I don't know. And so he says, you can start with getting your bachelor's in business administration right here at Wayne State. And so what I, you know, of course, he is now my advisor, mentor, you know, slash, you know, whatever you want to call him. But I know he's been a real blessing in my life. Never thought that I can get into a prestigious school such as Wayne State, and definitely pursuing the business degree after 40 years of no higher education experience. So, you know, when I'd be in meetings, they say, well, what school did you graduate from? I said, the School of Hard Knocks, which I'm really glad that I waited, because as you guys know, the cost of going to college is very expensive. So what they began to tell me was the different benefits that I am entitled to, like free education. You know, if you have a 10% or, you know, 10% to get you in the door, but at above 10%, it actually, you know, your likelihood of being approved is higher. It's called VEOP rehab. And of course, Mr. Dogan told me about VEOP rehab, and also Jeffrey Devereaux from No Veteran Left Behind had told me about it. So went, filled out the application. Mr. Dogan did my, Mr. Kenner did my assessment, and then I went moving forward with what it was required to get done to get accepted to Wayne State. Anyway, got accepted to Wayne State, business degree, and, you know, here I am today, you know, on my way to the bus. I left my doggone Wayne State key ring off my neck. Normally I have it around my neck, but I am a Wayne State business undergraduate, business finance undergraduate. And what I'm striving to do is do my best. I tell people, if I'd have went straight to college right out of high school, I'd have been like Zac Efron and Neighbors. It would have been the party house wherever I was at. But now I understand. I have got the experience, the maturity to be able to do the best that I can at do the best that I can at becoming an all-A student. You know, when I was in high school, all I wanted to do was just graduate. But now, you know, life has been really great, and I'm so excited and just so happy. You can't tell right now because I'm actually walking towards the bus stop. But I'm really excited. I'm happy for the opportunity. I encourage everyone, if you started going to school, and if you've gotten a degree and you're not working in it, you can go to a community college. Better yet, you know, Wayne State. Now, if you're a veteran, they've got free training for you guys at Wayne State VEOP. I don't know what other schools have, but I do know what Wayne State has in the veterans program there. So, again, this is like my tester, and maybe once I get sit down and set, then this will be a better, a little bit better production. But at this time, I'm just testing it out. He asked me to get this done like last week, but I've been busy studying, and probably need somebody else to do the recording, and that way I can pretty much edit it. But anyway, so you guys, don't give up your dreams. Veterans, if you want to get even just started in school, call VEOP, Wayne State VEOP. I'll have that number for you. I need to be prepared, and I guess that's why he was saying, just kind of sit down and tell the story. But Wayne State VEOP, Mr. Jarrett, Mr. Dogan, those guys will really help you into getting, where you need to be or where you would like to be. They can tell you the ins and outs of, wanting to get back into school. So, one of the things is, and what I had, when I gave Mr. Dogan my resume or my bio, he says, man, you've done a lot of things. Well, you never know when illness hits or sickness or, life just happens. Pretty much I was just burned out. I felt like I was used by corporate America and thrown away. People would tell you that they're your friend, and you really don't know until you know. So the streets is cutthroat. Corporate America is even more cutthroat. You got to be really vigilant about who you deal with and how you deal with. And I've learned since I've been in school that it teaches you about doing business and what the purpose of school is for. Everyone at Wayne State that I've met has been in my pretty much rooting for me, want me to succeed. I'm probably one of the oldest guys that one of the oldest guys that's in school as a freshman. So anyway, love you guys. Maybe the next video will have a little bit more enthusiasm. Talk to you soon. Salam.